Okay, so if we take a look at your setup, posture's not bad in terms of back straightness, but it's still quite upright, okay? Which will indicate now that club is going to be a bit through your palm. With your hand in the position it's going to hang, that club is rising up kind of through your palms in that sort of sweaty pad part of the hand, yeah? Now, the problem with that setup, as we said, the sort of the sequence or the storyboard, should we say, you start off a little bit stiff and the ball's like a little bit curvy off to the right, but not too bad. You're getting through the first few holes, it's all right. Then you start warming up, the swing gets faster, the shots start going further to the right. Then, because the shots are going further to the right, you then try and swing this club. Now we can see from out here trying to swing it left, Now, based on what contact you may or may not get will depend on what sort of reactions initially you're going to have. Now, if you pull it to the left, you might be okay, but chances are if you're swinging the club outside that way, and as you start getting more and more warmed up, it's going to get quicker and quicker and quicker, there's going to be a few of the shanky ones, When you start getting shanky ones, you'll start sort of leaning backwards to try and get away from the heel, and then you hit the ground behind the golf ball, And then over time, after all that kind of stuff, the shots are going left, right, hitting the ground behind the ball, and then you've just lost all kind of control, So this is the sequence you're going to start off with. Now, club up, sword-like position, okay? Up in front of you, getting it now, you can see more through the fingers there of your left hand, okay? Then you literally simply just shake hands with the golf club here. There you go, shaking hands. Put it through the fingers, the same. Now, we haven't discussed anything prior to watching this video about your posture. We just said, hold the club there. Because you then put the club up here now, and then you tipped yourself down to get to the golf ball. You've got the control of the club. And then you set your feet away from there. Look at your posture there now. You're more over the ball. You're just in a better position. You've got space, So now when we swing, okay, the club now doesn't want to come quite so far from outside. You can see you just clip that tee. But because the golf club was straight, the ball now just flies straight left. So in time, the way your swing has evolved for this shape of shot, which you'll see when you hit this left down one here now, it curving off to the right there. Because it was curving right, you try to fix it. But you didn't fix the fault, you just added a secondary fault to try and send it further left, which then creates that sort of consequence of shanks, ground behind the ball, and so on and so forth. So we can get used to that. And I would say at home, practicing that and just get set. You could just sat on the sofa, just holding the club around. I would say when you first made that adjustment, it was like, oh my god, this was horrendous.
No, it felt.
I wouldn't say it feels great now, but it feels less horrendous. In a week's time, it'll start feeling a bit more comfortable. And then what you want to see is a ball going left. Once you see that, it will tell you that you can actually now start swinging this club, Steve, more in that direction as opposed to where you're currently swinging it off to the left here. And the more the club is coming more on this sort of inside, more efficient path, the better the shots are going to be.
Because that's how I used to hold it.
Yeah, usually it's up in the palm, and that's a sweat. And then again, gripping it as tight as you are.
I thought that, but
it's got to be down there in the fingers,
which felt absolutely alien.
But think when you hold your golf bag, when you carry your bag, which is where everyone. Or think when you hold your steering wheel, you wouldn't hold your steering wheel around like this with your wrist. You'd hold it in that position. But no,
already now, even after just that minimum. Starting to feel.
So if you can hold that club every day for 5 minutes while you're watching TV, it will start becoming more natural.
That'll make the wife happy.
just watch all things in the house and knocking. Exactly. All right, buddy.